Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. So here we are with coffee and a card on, well, it's a rainy Wednesday. It's a rainy Wednesday here in Iowa. So as you know, I had to move my Facebook Live from yesterday because I was trying to help get all of your BOGO stuff done on a free shipping day. And so we just shifted a little bit. So, but we're here. So welcome to all of you who are coming in here today. I know sometimes a different time can switch things up a little bit, but you know, there's always a replay. I know if this doesn't work live for people. So, hello. So today I'm going to open some Happy Mail and show you some cards that have come in the mail, and then I'm going to make a fall project, but it's actually going to be a fall birthday project. So, and I'll explain that a little bit when we get there. So, all right. Hi, Paulette and Patricia and Ethel. Welcome, you guys. Just making sure that everything was going live. Don't mind the piles over here. I didn't have time to clean my table before I went live. So, all right, let's just start with some Happy Mail. Happy Mail is what I call the cards that y'all send me in the mail because, well, it makes me happy to see you being creative. And I love showing off what you're working on. So that's what I like to start with here. So this one is from Tammy in West Virginia. And it is, oh, look at that. It's a Christmas card, but look at how this opens. So, wait, hold on. Like that. So it's like the book binding right here, but then this flap is split in half. That's kind of cool. That's a different version of this card. That's really cool. All right, speaking of Christmas cards, I am working on getting up the October Christmas card kit of the month. So actually there's 3 kits this month that you'll get to pick from because I just couldn't narrow it down. So I'm offering 2 gnome cards and 1 piece to you will be part of it. So, all right, our next Happy Mail comes from Sherry Miney in Colorado. Let's see here, there we go. And it says, grateful to celebrate you every day. And that is, let's see if I can, sorry, her papers are falling out of the inside. And so then there is how it opens. That's really cute. That's a cute design. I'll just stick her notes back in here so I can read that afterwards. Okay, our next one comes from Roxy Nitty in Minnesota. She's got hers in plastic, so let me just get it out of there. Look at that, showing off the beautiful in colors. And you might be able to see the in color glimmer paper is on a window sheet. So that's a neat effect on the card. And then the inside it says much love in your new life together. That is really cool. I like the window sheet behind. Okay, and last but not least, I have one from Lori and Maxwell. And Lori is one of my local customers, and Maxwell is her puppy. But her cards come from, it's really cute. Let me see if I can cover up her address here, because I think this is so cute. So it comes from Lori and Maxwell, and it's got a little puppy on the side. I think that's just such a cute little address stamp that she's got. So here is her card. Oh, here, we'll bring it back. Look at that. Look at how shiny that is. Hey, lady. And then it says, a kind heart is a fountain of gladness, making everything in its vicinity freshen with smiles. A Washington Irving quote. And this is really fun. Created with love by Lori and Maxwell. Isn't that so cute? I love it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for sending those cards. That's really kind of you. It brings me much joy to show off your cards on Facebook Live. So, all right, we are going to make a fall pumpkin birthday. So I got a call earlier today from somebody asking for 10 birthday cards that they need, and they need fall themed, and they need them this week. And I thought, uh-oh, what am I going to do? So since I had already worked up this design, I thought, well, we'll just turn it into a birthday card. So that's what we're going to do here today. So I'm going to go ahead and put my camera down. And we'll see if... nuts. One of these days, I'm going to get this camera fixed so that it goes where I want it to go. Okay. I think we're good. So we are using, where's my stamp set? Here we go. We're using two different sets. We're using Hello Harvest, and you'll see where I used the Hello Harvest in the sample. I used You Are Such a Blessing, but like I said, I need to switch it up for a birthday card order. So I'm pulling in Peaceful Moments because I love these fonts in here, and so we're going to use this Happy Birthday right here. All right. So, oh, and these are the dies because we're going to be making some pumpkins here. So our card today is this one right here. But like I said, we're going to turn this into a birthday card. So that's what we're going to make today. So we're going to start with a piece of Cajun Craze, cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and scored down the middle, of course. So kind of a standard card base. And then we're going to take a piece of Basic Black. And our Basic Black measures at 4 by 5.25. Let's see here. I've got some pieces here we're going to work with. All right. So we have our Rustic Harvest Designer Series paper. And our dotted paper measures at 1.5 by 5. And then our pumpkin paper is going to be 2.25 by 5. So 1.5 by 5, 2.25 by 5. And we're going to attach both of those to this front panel. All right, so we'll take this one first, and we'll just look for even borders on our 3 sides. And it looks like my trimmer left some rough edges. So I'm just going to take my scissors here, and I'm just going to clean up the edge. I probably need to get a new blade on my trimmer. But this will clean up. You know, sometimes you get those little fuzzies when you cut a piece of paper. If you run the edge of your scissors along the piece of paper, it'll take those right off. Okay, and then we'll add on our pumpkin piece. Now, it's okay if they overlap. It's also okay if you have a slight gap between the two because we're going to cover it up. Excuse me. Pardon me, I'm going to have to take a drink. All right. So we're going to take some of the natural woven ribbon, and we're just going to cover that seam with the ribbon. And then we will put this on our card fronts. There we go. All right. Welcome to those of you coming in on our Facebook Live today. We're just making a pumpkin birthday card. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stick this on the inside just so that I can kind of get it out of my way before we do we got to do some stamping and coloring and die cutting. So this way I don't lose my insert. Now I'm using Very Vanilla, and so this piece measures at 4 by 5.25. For my insert. I just think the vanilla, especially with this ribbon, really looked better than trying to pair it with the basic white. Okay, so we're going to take, I've got a piece of scrap paper here, Very Vanilla, and I also have a double oval punch. I'm using the larger oval. We're going to use our Cajun Craze, and we'll stamp our sentiment here. And then we're going to work on our pumpkin. Oh, thanks for sharing the video, Kim. That's very kind of you. All right, let's stamp a pumpkin. All right, so I'm gonna leave that for a second. Make sure I get some good ink coverage. There we go. And we will grab our die cutting. Well, let me grab my die. So we're just gonna grab the pumpkin die out of here. So this one fits that stamp. And I've got my mini machine here. So we'll take our plates out and just line everything up. If you have trouble getting it to stay in place while you're putting your plates on, you could always use a piece of washi tape, post-it note, anything like that to hold your die down. But I just put my plate straight down. You can see how I have that finger kind of in the middle. That helps hold that die in place while I'm waiting for the machine to catch. All right. We'll just take that and we'll just stick these back here in the machine. I've been trying to flatten my plates, and sometimes it helps if you store them inside the machine for a little bit. All right, so we've got a pumpkin, and I've got Cajun Craze and, let's see, I think these are Old Olive. Yeah, Cajun Craze and Old Olive blends. Sorry, losing my words here. So I'm going to start with the dark Old Olive. And we're just going to add a little bit of highlighting here. And then I'll go over it with the light one. Color that stem all in. It's pretty small, so you don't see the shading quite as clearly as you're about to see it on the pumpkin. So the artists who created this stamp, they've actually kind of put your highlighting in for you with all of these little kind of hash marks, I guess you could call them, that give you the highlighting on your pumpkin. So I know I showed you guys once before, I cut out a Cajun Craze pumpkin, and I did these lines with a white marker. That's also an option. So I'm just kind of adding some of this dark color. And then we're going to color over the whole thing with the light. There we go. So I'll take my light blends. And now I can just color freely. I mean, I'd like to stay within the lines, but it makes it easy to color pretty quickly. Go. We'll just get that line across the bottom. And as you color over the dark with the light, you end up blending the two together. And so you end up with a blended pumpkin, which I'll show you up close here in just a second. Let's get my blending lines out of there. All right. So we have our blended pumpkin. And you can see here, there's no marker on my table. It does bleed through onto the back, but I haven't had it go through all the way to my work surface. So even though it does bleed to the back of your paper, it's not coming through onto your work surface. All right, I'm gonna take this guy and we're gonna put some dimensionals here. So we're gonna dimensionalize our pumpkin, and we're also going to dimensionalize our stitch square, and the stitch square comes from the Stylish Shapes dies. So we'll go ahead and stick our dimensionals on there. And attach some pieces together. All right. Oh, well, I guess I shouldn't have pulled those off the black square quite so quickly, but we'll put this on our square, and then we'll add that to our card front. And then with this one, I'm only going to put a dimensional on the one side, and I'm just going to stick some tape on the other. I think I'll do it here. Actually, you know what? That is 2 dimensionals high, because there's a dimensional on the black square and a dimensional on the pumpkin. So we're just going to stick a second dimensional here so that it stays nice and level across there. If I left it with just the one dimensional, this sentiment piece is going to kind of be crooked, like lopsided, because it's going to dip down uneven. So we just double up the dimensionals there. And so here we have a really cute happy birthday card. So I started with the same template. Oh, I forgot my dots. I started with the same layout that I showed you earlier, but I'm just changing up the sentiment. So it's really nice when you can find some cards like this where you can just switch up a sentiment and have cards for a variety of occasions. I mean, this would make a good Thanksgiving card, you know, thank you, thinking of you. So a lot of different options here with these pumpkin cards. So there we have it. I will post a picture with the measurements over in the community group so that you can see a picture of it and maybe make your own version of this card. So I hope you enjoyed today's Coffee and a Card on a Wednesday for this week. And I'll be back soon with more card inspiration for you. Have a great day.